Hello, welcome to Gangs All Here. My name is Ryan Sampson, the host and producer of the show. That's our Jets beat writer, Brian Costello, and that's former Giants wide receiver and our host of Blue Rush, Brandon London. Jets and Giants finished the first practice of two guys between the two teams. Initial takeaways, Kaz, what did you make of the Jets offense? I know you were over there most of the day. What did you make of Justin Fields and how the Jets offense did against the Giants defense?
Yeah, I thought it was a hot start, Ryan. He was 5 for 5, and then it cooled off. And the Giants pass rush started getting to them. There was a couple would-be sacks, and he had, I think, 4 incompletions in that period. And then a little bounce back in the red zone. And he hit a nice little sidearm pass to Jeremy Ruckert. So kind of a medium day. Like, I wouldn't sound the alarms, but I wouldn't be singing their praises either.
Yeah, well, listen, this is also the first time we've spoken to you since that first preseason game. We saw how that opening drive went for the Jets offense. Justin Fields finishes off with that nice rushing touchdown. I agree with you. It was an up-and-down day today for the offense. Mason Taylor returned today from the ankle injury. What did you make of him? He had a really nice catch during practice today.
Yeah, I think that was in 7.7s. He did a nice diving catch, but it's amazing. High ankle sprains usually don't heal quickly. I always go back to Nick Mangold, who didn't miss a game until 2011 in a high ankle sprain, and it took him a while to come back. And that's when I knew, because Mangold was such a tough guy, how bad a high ankle sprain was. And he really missed a week. And so that's pretty amazing with that kind of injury. And I think it's important for him to get these reps. Obviously, they're going to be counting on him right out of the chute. Week 1, he's going to probably be the starting tight end. So he needs some time out there. And so I think it was great just to see him back on the field. And then he makes the diving catch to kind of cap off the day.
Yeah, it was really encouraging for Jets fans like myself to see Mason Taylor back out there. You're hoping he could be a part of this offense. The big thing, Kaz, I think a lot of people were paying attention to was that Giants pass rush against that Jets offensive line. You had rookie Armand Membu out there. Olu Fashanu was out there as well. John Simpson returned to practice today. What did you make of the Jets offensive line and how it held up against that Giants pass rush?
I thought it was a split decision. Right? I think there was times where the Jets offensive line held up and did a good job, and then there was other times where the Giants had some good pressure. And I thought Brian Burns had a good day with pressure. Thibodeau was in there a little bit, and then Abdul Carter. Obviously I've heard about him. People at Giants have seen him. He kind of was coming up the middle, like line up in the middle, and they were doing some stuff like that, almost like a blitzing middle linebacker. So they have that's as good a pass rush as you're probably going to see. So I think it was a good test for the Jets offensive line. I thought they did okay, but they didn't win the day. It was kind of split half and half to me.
I think the other part that we also want to talk about is the way these running backs are being used and how the rotation's going between Breece and Braylon. Isaiah Davis was a little nicked up, so he was sitting on the sideline today. What did you make of what Breece and Braylon? Braylon had that really nice catch down the sideline, that long pass. Breece, I thought, had some nice plays out of the screen game as well and in the pass game. What did you make of those two?
Yeah, the Jets have nice weapons at running back, and throw Isaiah Davis in there too. I think he's part of it. It's going to be on Tanner Engstrand to figure out how to use all of them and utilize their skills. I think you're going to see Breece Hall catching a lot more passes, which he caught a lot of passes the last 2 years. He's been, I think, over 60 catches or around 60 catches the last 2 years. I think he could probably be the second leading receiver on this team behind Garrett. And I know there's talk of, is Braylon Allen better than him, or should the Jets trade Breece? Like, no. To me, and I said this to Brandon last week, Breece is the guy, right? And Braylon is a nice complimentary back to him. Braylon's going to have games where he looks really good, and they should ride him, and he's going to be the hot hand. But I think overall, Breece is the guy, and they shouldn't forget that.
No, I totally agree with you, Kaz, but we can't forget about the Jets defense as well, going up against the Giants offense. Brandon was over there. Brandon, what'd you take away from the Giants starting offense against the Jets starting defense?
I think it was more of the same. I think the trenches won the day. The trenches are what everyone's going to be tweeting about and reporting about. When we started off the 7-on-7 period, and we meaning the Giants offense, when they started off 7-on-7, clean operation. Russell Wilson, 4 for 4. Jackson Dart, same thing. Throughout that period, I think there was only 2 or 3 incompletions throughout the entire 7-on-7 period. Fast forward, now we go 11-on-11, and I think the Jets defense, that Jets defensive line won the day when I'm talking about that battle in the trenches. Normally you see a 1-2 moon balls or a Jackson Dart throws a dart delivered. You weren't able to see that because not one Giants quarterback was able to be comfortable back in the pocket. Now, do I say they took a step back from Saturday's preseason game? Absolutely not. 51 dropbacks, no sacks given up. But this here is a joint practice. This is where you get a different look against different teams. The Buffalo Bills only sent base pressure for maybe sent one extra guy. The Jets defense were trying to get after the Giants quarterbacks. I think they did a great job in the trenches, and because of that, they were able to hold up very well in the back end. There were no explosive plays in the Giants pass game, maybe one, and that was a Jackson Dart corner route to Theo Johnson. But when we're talking about the Giants being able to move the ball intermittently with shorter passes, yes, that's good, but it's hard to sustain a drive. So when I'm talking about if I was to walk away from this practice today and someone was to ask me, hey, what was the biggest takeaway you would have from today's practice? The Jets defensive line and trenches kind of showed up today.
And not a shock. I mean, the Giants didn't have Andrew Thomas. The other big thing, guys, is Malik Neighbors did not practice today. We heard Aaron Glenn speak about it after practice. You're not going up against some of their number ones. Sauce Gardner, I mean, what'd you make of him today? I know Brandon Stevens apparently had a good day as well today, too.
Sauce had a quiet day of work, man. I don't even think he really broke a sweat out there. I saw Theo Johnson lined up against him a couple times in certain formations, but he didn't really throw the ball at him or after him. So Sauce had a clean day of work. He could wear the same jersey tomorrow because I don't think he got it dirty at all today. But Brent Stevens showed up a couple times, had a pass breakup, was around the ball a lot. The one thing that I liked about the Jets secondary today, and I know a lot of Giants people are going to be like, why are you hating on the Giants? You tell it like it is. I think the Jets did a great job in terms of the 50-50 balls. There were a lot of contested footballs or passes and catches with the Giants receivers. Some they came down with, but there were a lot of getting that hand in there. I think Andre Cisco had a pass breakup as well. So it was great to see complementary football. Usually when we say that, we talk offense, defense, special teams. But no, when it comes to the Jets defense today, the complementary football was pass rush being held up by the back end. So it was a great day of work for both teams, but I thought the Jets defense looked very well today when I was watching, Giants versus Jets D.
The other thing I wanted to mention to both of you guys is there wasn't many fights today in a joint practice, which you normally see, I feel like, when you're doing the joint practices. Yeah, exactly. You got Jets versus Giants. I thought he was going to take a swing on you there for a second.
Well, that would.
But listen.
Smarter than that. He's a lot bigger than it. I'm looking for Serby, though. I might fight Serby.
And things got a little chippy, but you see two coaches that are not having it. You see two coaches we saw before where Brian Dable kind of spoke to the media. He said that he and Aaron Glenn had a couple conversations throughout the month. I know both of these coaches are preaching. We don't want any sort of fights. We don't want anything that's going to happen that you won't do during a game. You're going to fight a guy, you're going to get a 15-yard penalty and get ejected from a game. No, then we don't want it out here because that's bad football. And these are two teams that have been plagued by bad football. It may be cool for social media, and you even saw when a little bit of the pushes when we were standing on the sideline, the crowd kind of got excited, but that could be a drive saver, or that could be the thing that doesn't get you off the football field on the 3rd and 15. So it was a great job with seeing a little push and shove here, but it didn't get out of control like 2005 German Shock.
There hasn't been one fight in Jets camp. I can't ever remember a training camp not even like a little skirmish, like a little pushing maybe, but nothing. And I can't remember that. Obviously in the game, Michael Clemens got into a fight right away, so he was always the one you expect to have a fight out there. But yeah, they clearly Glenn has stressed that to them. He doesn't want fighting out there because it just slows things down and takes away from the practices.
Fellas, what are you looking forward to tomorrow for another day of Jets-Giants joint practice?
I haven't thought about it, Ryan. You sprung that on me. Look, I think more of the same of watching Jets offensive line, Giants defensive line. I think that's the featured matchup here, particularly with Malik Neighbors not practicing. I assume he's not going to practice tomorrow too. You'd love to see Neighbors versus Sauce, but we're not getting that. So I'm curious to see, can the Jets be a little more steady, consistent tomorrow? But that's kind of what I'm looking forward to.
I'm excited to see Brandon Stevens up against Darius Slayton. He was limited in practice today. He did mostly the red zone period stuff. But I like to see a Sauce and a Brandon Stevens against speed receivers. I understand how good they are against more of the possession receivers and how they look today. But I want to see the ball pushed down the field a little bit more to see if these guys are getting their head back and playing the football and not be still falling or having the same mistakes and penalties as last year. But a great day of work today for both sides. Take it, run it back. Let's do it all again tomorrow.
Hot and steamy day here in Florham Park. Jets-Giants wrap up day one of 2 days of joint practice. As always, Jets fans, Giants fans, hit that like, hit that subscribe button on the New York Post Sports YouTube channel. For Brandon London, Brian Costello, and Ryan Sampson, we'll see you next time.